Hi, I'm Dr. Curtis with your Daily Dental Minute. Today we're going to talk about boundaries. This comes from a self-titled book, Boundaries by Henry Cloud. Boundaries are important in your life. Boundaries define appropriate relationships between people. People who have no boundaries and violate your boundaries, they will invade your life and make your life difficult. It's appropriate to have boundaries. Another way of saying that is have policies in your office of appropriate behavior and inappropriate behavior. When you let your patients know what the boundaries are, you're letting them know what you will do when they violate your boundary. If somebody says, I will be there at 9 o'clock, and they show up at 9:15, your boundary will let them know that they have misbehaved and they're not going to be able to keep their appointment. You might have a boundary that says 5 minutes. 5 minutes after their appointment time, if they're not there, then you're going to have to reschedule them. But if you have inappropriate boundaries or a lack of boundaries altogether, patients are going to abuse you. And it's not that it's your fault, but you're not educating people about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Same thing with your fees. Your fees dictate to people what your contract is with them, and you need to have appropriate boundaries. Same thing with your staff. If your staff are constantly showing up late or they are calling in sick last minute, you don't have an appropriate boundary. Some of us have a hard time with confrontation, and we think that boundaries are an impediment to relationships. The reality is, after reading this book by Henry Cloud, that the more boundaries you have, the more tight, appropriate relationships you can have with other people, where they're not taking advantage of you and you're not taking advantage of them. If you have trouble with boundaries, I invite you to read the book by Henry Cloud titled Boundaries. I'm Dr. Curtis with your Daily Dental Minute. Don't forget to make people smile.